Anybody calls you qualified you. So God wants you to know that the way you are is okay for you. So don't tell me that I'm not good enough, that you're not working well, things are not working this well for you. Don't worry, God will qualify you. I was already on the path of being entrepreneur. So God does not call the qualified. He always qualifies the call. So calling comes first and the qualification comes after. Calling always comes first and the qualification comes after. The calling comes first, the qualification comes after. So the calling comes first and the qualification comes after. So why I'm telling you this so that you don't talk yourself out of the top job, the why God called you, so you don't become your own worst enemy. Using your mouth to say, my experience is not good, I am broke, I am poor, I cannot be an entrepreneur, I'm quitting, life is hard, life is unbearable, I have need for this, I have need for that, nobody's coming for me. So you are using your mouth now to talk yourself out of the what God called you into, becoming an entrepreneur. Because maybe people think that temporary defeat is a permanent failure. But temporary defeat is not a permanent failure. You try something, it not work the way you want, it doesn't mean that you're a failure. So it doesn't mean that. So well, that's one of the major causes of quitting, many people quitting as an entrepreneur because of temporary defeat. So don't just talk yourself out of the top job because and become your own worst enemy by looking at your experience, your education, and your capacity. God does not necessarily look at your capacity because today we're taken from you can see everybody. Joseph, if you look at his capacity, he was not qualified to be a prime minister, but God always qualified who he calls. Daniel was not qualified to become one of the governors in the province in a strange land in Babylon, but God always qualified everybody called. Esther did not qualify, no capacity, but God always qualified. Nehemiah, named them. So every great man you see that God actually uses, most of them were not actually qualified. But God always qualified everybody called. So write this on your note, very important. Don't talk yourself out of the top job. Don't talk yourself out of the top job. Why God called you? The top job is your calling. The top job is your assignment. The top job is your purpose. The top job is your mission. Is your destiny. Don't talk yourself out of the top job. Don't talk yourself out of the top job because and become your own worst enemy by looking at your experience, your education, or capacity. Full stop. Don't talk yourself out of the top job or the top work. So and become your own worst enemy by looking at your experience, your education, or your capacity. Leave capacity. Leave capacity alone because God always qualifies everybody's call. So every entrepreneur you see succeed against all odds because they believe that they can succeed, irrespective of the odds facing them, irrespective of the challenges facing them. The answer did not just believe alone. They took action with whatever they say they are going to do. And not just took action alone, they persevere, they persist, they consistently show up, they are innovating, learning new skills, even in the midst of challenges, even in the midst of rejections. Because the biggest challenge is that people don't understand that becoming an entrepreneur is actually self-fulfilling, of course, prophecy. It's actually self-fulfilling, let's put it like that. Because see, if you put a banana in front of a monkey and $10 billion, which one will the monkey choose? Banana. Because monkey does not know that $10 billion can feed him for the rest of his life. So if you put an opportunity of being a top job, a top assignment, being an entrepreneur in front of a graduate and put a job of 500,000, most graduates will go 500,000 because they don't understand that this opportunity that you're looking at that is difficult, is challenging, will actually feed you and your family, even your children. So looking at it, God always called us to the center of influence and the realm of greatness, and He always qualifies you. I'll give you something to take home because we are going to against all odds. Daniel 1:3-4. May I can read that at home? Daniel 1:3-4. Daniel actually started telling us that they were actually on captive, and when King Nebuchadnezzar always fight war, or when kings those days fight war and they conquer a particular nation or a particular city, they normally hold everybody captives. So those captives automatically become slaves. So this time around, the king gave an order to the eunuch, the king of the person that is always in charge of the slaves, that please though he should select the few children of Israel that are smart, that can learn their language of the Babylon, they call it the Chaldeans, so they can check some children that is very smart that we can train so that they can be part of governing council. So that was his own style of leadership. So an opportunity that was extended to the son of the children of Israel to occupy an office within the king's palace. So King Nebuchadnezzar's style was to identify some gifts, some talents of the captive to employ them and use his service to advance his kingdom. So he instructed the eunuch to look for certain characteristics and teach them the learning of the culture and the language of Chaldeans. So that was what he normally do. So this time around, he found 4 children of Israel, the Hebrews. So, and one of them was Daniel. The other one was Shadrach and Meshach and Abednego. So, who actually met the initial criteria for the promotion against all odds. And then he actually brought them up to a period of preparation, educating them to learn to stand in the palace. So you can see that there are some characteristics, there's some behavior, there's some attitude that you need to have for you to be able to stand in front of kings. And one of those attitudes is the ability to learn, because it takes a king to study. And learning is a royal habit. Tell your neighbor, learning is a royal habit. So if you're always dodging learning, the favor you would like to get, it's actually a man that is faithful, of course, in what he does. He will not stand before mere men. He will stand before kings. So you can see that you are faithful in showing up, stand up, speak up. You will stand in front of kings. You are faithful in learning. You are faithful in studying. You are faithful in being an entrepreneur. Definitely your product will be seen everywhere, because God has called you to the marketplace to impact the industries. God has called you against all odds to be his agency, his advocate, his access to every phase of social influence. To be his God advertisement. So he needs you to pass through a process of preparation so that you can be qualified for your next promotion. So that process of preparation is to learn, because you need knowledge for the next level. Most of you are the breakthrough. So you need this information for you to actually take the steps to occupy the center of the arena of greatness that God has called you into. So write this down on your note. God has opened a great door before you. No man can shut it. But there are many adversaries. God has opened a great door before you, and no man can shut it. God has opened a great door before you as an entrepreneur, and no man can shut it. But there are many adversaries. There are many wahala. There are many challenges. There are many principalities and powers. God has opened a great door before you, and no man can shut it. Just know that one. But there are many adversaries. So imagine that you did not learn the skill of learning. You did not learn the skill of resilience, communication, negotiation, transactions, business. Now you're in the center now. There are best places everywhere. I'm going to show you what happened to Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They were in the midst of this pagan that have so many gods. In fact, one day, the king said they should bow down to his God. If they don't do that, they will actually put fire for them. One day, they said that nobody should pray to any other one except the king. And Daniel opened the window. It was praying. So when the place you're about to enter now, that seat of government, that marketplace, that arena of greatness, they are going to remain adversaries. So don't think that, I used to say, some of us, Mr. Wilson saying, every new level comes with a new devil. So you have to understand that they are saying, God bless me, bless me, bless me. I need promotion, I need provision. Before you enter that promised land, there is always the Hittite, the Jebusite, all the side parasites and the side, they are there. So that door you are asking God, I need money, I need car. I was telling somebody, if you buy a car, you don't marry a new wife, because this car, you must take care of this car, you must fuel the. In fact, wife better pass car, because if you tell wife, say, I beg, day today, tomorrow, you go listen, but car no dey listen. When car demand, you must provide. If not, it's going nowhere. Yes or yes? Yes. So you're asking God to give you a new car. What about the resources to fuel, to maintain, so that's the thing. You're asking God, okay, I want to be a house. Don't you know when you be a house, you are telling the world that you have arrived. That means the evil will come and be begging you. Born on the voice. So you can say, and there's no way you can do without these things. And the thing is this, they're asking God, I want to marry, I want to marry. Oh my, when you marry, you go fit person picking. And children go come, you go clothe them. You will be financially responsible for their day-to-day needs. Yes or yes? Yes. So before you ask God for that new level, God, I need three leaders, I need 20 leaders. When they come, you'll be responsible to do mind cleaning for them, book summary with them. You're responsible to make them become millionaire, guide them through the process.
So you can see that before you say, God, I beg, I need resources. Ask God to make you resourceful, because we don't have lack of resources. We have lack of resourceful men. Because when you are resourceful, you can manage resources, you can multiply resources, because knowledge make resources useful. Help me tell your neighbor, knowledge make resources useful. Talk to your neighbor, tell your neighbor, I'm a success. Tell your neighbor, I'm a millionaire. When you become millionaire headache will come. Because somebody thinks that when I have more money, you will not have problem again in my life. More money, more problem. Let me tell you. Now, they think of how to buy more proper, more land. But the day you need to buy land, like one land they sold to me at Oron Road, close to that airport road. After selling the land for me, I made the privilege to meet everybody. But after 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, they told me that land, that another person has carried and said to another person. Now I tell them, say, okay, agents, I beg come. I don't want again. I don't want fight. As soon as I do, give me back my money. I don't want interest. I don't want interest. They sold it. I don't know how they did it. They gave me my capital. I said, when I go on away. Because the truth of the matter is that before you know, because money don't come, person will use your head. Buy what you not supposed to buy for you. That's the head they go face. Some people now go fight. Say, I will not leave that land. The carry person go cut me. I know they go cut with you, my brother. That thing will go buy another one. Yes or yes? Yeah. We will not kill ourselves for this matter. So all this headache only comes because there is liquid in your hand. Different temptation. People are coming to borrow money, never to pay back that money. Some people bad for this life. As you buy a new car, person will carry wahala, just drive, making just dent your car. Hey, making just match out your new shoe. Now so wahala be for this life. Wahala would do. So, but when you're asking God, God promote you, God promote you. See, before ask God for promotion, ask God for the capacity to manage that promotion. So what am I trying to say today is that God has opened a great door before you and no man can shut it, but there are many adversaries. God is for you and no one can be against you. I know that one. But you are the verge of your victory, you blink of your victory. But now there are going to be some odds that will be fighting against you. So you have to move against all odds, against rejection, against sabotaging, against criticism. Some of us have never overcome that level of ignoring critics. You want to answer everybody that say bad thing against you as an entrepreneur. Make I tell you the truth. I've been saying this over and over again. You cannot throw stones at every dog that backs at you and get to your destination. It's not possible. Row, you throw stone. Row, you throw stone. Because when you want to be at the top, you become the topic. When you want to be the head, you become the headline. So there's no two ways about this thing. So understanding that as God has opened a great door again for you, there are going to be odds against you. So now you're going to move against all odds. So succeed as an entrepreneur against the odds of I don't have money, I don't have the knowledge, I don't know, I don't have connection. Leave those ones alone. Just know that greater is he that is where in you, that is he that is in the world. So write down your notes. I'm going to give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we'll discuss them. I don't know whether I will be able to finish this today, but let's just see what we can do. Write down your notes. The 4 Hebrew, that is Jewish men, were promoted against all odds. That's we are here now against all odds. The 4 Hebrew men, that means the Jewish people, that is Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, were promoted against all odds. So number 1 odds that was against them, number 1 here is that they were part of the ethnic minority. Part of the ethnic minority. Part of the ethnic minority. So the first odds against them was that they were part of the ethnic minority. So they were slaves already, captives of a spoils from the battle. So they were already a slave. So how can a slave find a place in the seat of the Elites in a kingdom that they were slaves? Can you imagine? So if God could move a slave to the palace, you are not even a slave. You are not a slave. You're already a child. You're already a free person. You already, what are you telling me? Like you will not succeed as an entrepreneur. And you want to go and, since you abandon your purpose as an entrepreneur, you want to go and become an employee. And you want to think you will succeed as an employee. And now you go enslave yourself regionally. Now you carry yourself, go for one. You from pot to fire. That is now you enter the real problem. Because this problem, you are not coming out the same way. You're going to come out very bad and weak. So they were promoted against all odds because they were part of the ethnic minority. If you agree with me, shall I? So, number two reason why against all odds, because you're going to face this, because if you're looking at against minority, against all odds. Number two, write it down, that they were the slave class with no right. A slave class with no right at all. Slaves don't have rights. Slaves don't have rights. So, but then, even though they were slaves, they were promoted because they have certain characteristics, they have certain attitude, certain attributes. They were faithful, they were willing to learn, because the king gave the order. Go and read Daniel 1 verse 3 to 4. That they should go and select the children of Israel who have certain character, who can learn their language. The Babylonian language, they call it the Chaldeans. So people who they are willing to learn. Tell me, willingness to learn. Willingness to follow instructions. Poor people don't follow instructions. That's why you know poor people. I've tried different things in life. One of the things I've noticed about poor people, they don't ever follow. Poor men are like China phone. They don't follow instructions. That Bible says, poverty and shame shall be to those that refuse that instruction. Proverbs 18 verse 18. Proverbs 18 verse, no, not 18. Proverbs, yeah, it's correct. 18 verse 18. It says, poverty and shame shall be to those that refuse instructions. So you see, but these people were willing to follow instructions. They willing to follow simple instructions. Simple instruction: wash the ground, wash the clothes, clean the floor. Just wash the plate. Simple instructions. You know, go follow. You will give excuse. I'm tired. Oh, who tiredness? Who tiredness help? I'm weak. Who weakness help? Stand up. See, let me tell you then. If you keep giving excuse for where you are, you remain in that place. Excuses are the currency poor people used to buy failure. So they have certain characteristics. So they were the slave class, but with no rights. But they were promoted because of their attitude, the way they think and feel about themselves. You are not even in slave class. You are not even, you have rights. You know, you say you come out right for your hand. How much more you? Number three, how God works. He always promotes you against all odds. Number three, they were actually in a toxic environment of a pagan palace. So, toxic environment. Toxic environment of the pagan palace. Pagan palace. So, you see, the palace was toxic with ancient walls because the ancient walls were dedicated to pagan gods and deity. So it was a center of witchcraft, drunkenness, wickedness in high places. So it doesn't matter where you start, it matters where you finish. Write it on your note. It doesn't matter where you start. It doesn't matter where you start. Comma, it matters where you finish. It doesn't matter where you start. So don't look at your starting point. Start now and think global. It doesn't matter where you start, it matters where you finish. So you can start very poorly, losing relationships, losing money, losing people because you told them you want to become an entrepreneur. You want to become a businessman. You are tired of going to school, look for a certificate, get a job. You are done. They want to do something for yourself. Or you just finish school, you say, okay, I'm done with, I don't want it again. The knowledge I receive is called professional education. It's going to help me to get a job. But I want a different kind of knowledge so that I can be able to employ people. Because I told you last time, you don't need certificate to become a businessman. You don't need certificate to become an entrepreneur. But you need certificate to work for entrepreneurs. You need a certificate to work for a businessman. You don't need certificate to own a company, factories, industry, hotel, real estate company. You don't need certificate for that. But you need certificate to work for us, who owns these industries. So there's a kind of education you need. It's called wealth education. It's called financial literacy. If you get that knowledge, that education, that qualifies you. That one, we need to give certificate. Now you be your own certificate. Now you like this. Now that by experience, now you will certify you. So it's the knowledge to think in the frequency of creativity to overcome life challenges. Real life, there's rejections. Real life, no. Real life, I don't get money. Real life, criticism. People are going to laugh at you. Real life, what they will do. So now your certificate, you say you survived the road. I told you, a man with a purpose will make progress, even in the roughest road, with pothole and pit and no gallops. But a man without a purpose will not make progress, even on the smoothest road. So you can see that it doesn't matter where you start, it matters where you finish. Finishing is more important. Sometimes I always tell you that success is finishing what you start. That you want to brush your mouth, you brush your mouth, finish up, you are success. That anything you start, you finish. So you want to become a footballer, you become. You want to become a carpenter, you become. Whatever you want to become, you become. Just don't quit. That's my own, because quitters never win, and winners never quit. And see, if you don't even take a shot, a risk of taking a shot, you miss all the chances. So take some shots. Calculated risk is fine. Find the right direction and move with the right instructions, and you'll get to your destination. So minority with no right occupy the elite position in the kingdom, of course, of Nebuchadnezzar, the center of influence, with the face of influence. Was nothing. This toxic environment was too bad for these people to excel, but they still excel against the camp of witchcraft, drunkenness, wickedness in the high places. So how much more you that God has given you the power to overcome principalities and powers? They have to work themselves out, because Christ never came that time. So they have to sweat from their nose, and you're still complaining that is hard. You never had. Number 5 reasons why you will move against all odds as an entrepreneur. Is it number 5 or 4? Number four, they were surrounded with witches and wizards. They were surrounded with witches and what? Wizard. They were surrounded with witches and wizards. So, witches. They were surrounded with witches and wizards. So, they were all surrounded. That is, these 4 Hebrew men that were selected from the captive. Because the way the slave stays is a little bit not close to the palace. So, this one, they brought them to the palace. Remember that they gave them food to eat. And they stopped eating the king's meat. And they refused to bow to the graven image. Remember those things? So, it was a professional disadvantage that became the spiritual advantage for them. Professionally, they did not accept all the teachings, all the food from the king's palace, because this is food offered to idols, so witches and wizards. So they were in the midst of witches and wizards, and they were still succeeding. And you are complaining to me, I don't have money, I don't have a car, I don't have this. No, your own is not as bad as these people's own. But against all odds, they still emerge as the strongest, powerful, resilient entrepreneurs, believers. So what about you? So don't tell me excuses, because your own was not as heavy as I'm taking time to tell you what these people faced, and they still succeeded. How much is that? If it's just small money now, small 2 million, maybe your problem now. Now you don't break all the table for house, you don't scatter television. 2 million, no, small money. Tell them about light change. They are not talking. Tell them about light change. Maybe it's not a big change. So light what? So because you need to understand that there's something that this money responds to. So that should not be a problem. Money is a reward for solving a problem. I've been saying it. Tell your neighbor again, neighbor. Money is a reward for solving a problem. Money is a reward for making impact, for being significant. Because money is a slave of value. What did I say? So all I need to do is to provide more value. See, life does not pay you because of the time you put to create the value. Life pays you because of the value you bring to the marketplace. If it costs me 1 hour to produce this market, I'm going to be paid because of the value of what this market can do. So the thing is that, don't think that you spend 50 hours to make a table, that they will pay you for that 50 hours. No, they pay you for the value in the marketplace. So the question is that, can you become more valuable, more resourceful, squeezing time? Yes. How do you squeeze time? Buy people's time. Poor people sell their time. Wealthy men buy people's time. Tell you, buy people's time. It's called OPT, other people's time. Leverage on people's money, OPM, other people's money. Leverage on people's intellectual property, OPI. And so many say, if you don't learn the word leverage, then not leverage. Okay, leverage. You will be struggling for the rest of your life. Warren Buffett said, if you don't find a way to make money when you sleep, you have to work till you die. You will die. You will die old age. See, the worst thing is for a man to put himself under a pressure whereby you are making money from your direct effort. It's called work chop. Tell no work chop. Work chop, they make person old pass in age because of stress. So you go work, you chop. You know work, you know chop. That thing don't make sense. Why not put up a team? Why not put up people? So that as they're working, a man shall rather make one naira, 1% from 1,000 people effort than 100% of my effort. So you rather make 1%. That's what entrepreneurs does. Entrepreneur did not arrive at that destination by prayer and fasting alone. They arrive at that destination because they sit down to write. They were the architect of their success in life. That I would like to employ 5 people, 10 people, 100 people. I would like to become a team leader. I would like to do this. I am this. I am that. I am a successful man, an entrepreneur. I think, and what do I do to arrive at the decision? Who has done what I'm about to do? Let me locate them. Let me submit myself to mentorship, leadership. See, don't let pride stop you from learning. I told you that ego is not bad. Every man gets ego. The wahala and pride. I will take time to define this another day. There's no problem having ego, but we can't add pride, not the problem, because God resists the proud. This is the problem of every people that don't want to learn. But if you have ego is fine. I will talk about it another day. Let me go to where I'm going to today. I'm telling you that they were surrounded by what? Witches and what? Wizards. Number what now? Number five, deeply convicted. They were deeply convicted. Number five, deeply convicted. Convicted. Deeply convicted about their belief, about who the God they serve. So they did not eat the meat because they know that this is going to be a problem to us spiritually. Even though professionally they were kind of disadvantaged. Someone can look at you and say, you did not go to school, you don't have first class, that's a disadvantage, you know get my, you know get papa. All those professional disadvantage were spiritual advantage on them. So they refused to eat the king's meat, refused to bow to graven image. Then even went ahead to even go to the lion's den because they asked him to stop praying to his God. So they were thinking, whenever you are convinced about becoming an entrepreneur, a businessman, because my job is to talk to entrepreneurs, talk to business people, talk to investors. I talk to 3 people in my life. So once you are not among the 3, you're not going to like me because I don't talk about employees. These people, it's not my problem. That is not my calling. My calling is not to come and talk to employees. My calling is to talk to business people, investors, entrepreneurs. People that say, I want to become employee of labor. You and you to become friends because we're going to flow for the same frequency. Now, whenever you make up your mind to step into the shoe of taking responsibility as a leader for yourself, to lead other people, to lead yourself first, to become better first, the powerful version of yourself, so you can help other people become millionaires too. Okay? What 2 things will happen? A lot of people will start jealousy you and they will start of envy. Make I tell you what happen. Write on your note. Jealousy means someone wants to have what you have. Since he cannot do it, he wants to have it, so he's jealous. Jealousy means someone wants to have what you have. So if he wants to have what you have and he cannot have it, he will start jealous. That's jealous now. Jealousy simply means he wants to have what you have. That's jealousy. So I want to have what you have. So he's jealous. He wants to have what you have. That's jealousy. So that is the problem. And this is what happens to every man who steps to be at the top. People start jealousy you. They want to be at the top like you. Jealousy don't start. So envy simply means that they don't believe that you deserve what you have. That's what they don't believe that. They think that you just cut corners, that you lie, you stole your way. They don't believe. That's why they envy. They pain them because they don't believe say you deserve what you have. So since they don't believe that you deserve what you have, they think that you lied, you stole, you cut corners. They start envying you. That's envious. To be envious of something, to be envious of somebody is that they don't believe that you deserve it. Yeah. So even somebody doesn't believe that you deserve to become successful entrepreneur, that is when envy starts. Someone don't believe that you deserve it. Someone meets me and said, how can a small boy like you own a street in shelter, live in a big mansion, and drive Mercedes Benz? He doesn't believe that I deserve it. He doesn't believe that I deserve to be rich and well. He doesn't believe that I should be making money every day. He does not believe that I deserve to be a millionaire. Why does he believe? Why does he believe that I deserve it? It's envy. See, I did not just arrive at the top. My father is still alive. My mother is still in the village. If you go, you see them. Not that my father lent me $150 billion or something. So it was because I sat and I told myself, no, I think this certificate my father sent me to school, my papa tried. He gave me, because of him now, I'm a graduate. But now, I don't need to go back to my father and start begging for one. I need to leave my father's house, make hunger, take time, wire me well, make my brain set, make my brain do what? Set. Because hunger is the gift of God to man. If hunger know why you will not stand, some people will never stand up. There was a day we talked and we said that if we know, say, devil no day, men of God no go to church, men of God no go worship God. If you know, say, poverty no day, bad thing no day, we'll just relax. So the thing is this, understanding that nobody will just jealous you, no one will just envy you if he doesn't believe that you deserve who you are. So, but now they forget that I passed through process. So don't just think, don't be envious of me, of my result. Be jealous of my process because you're ready to do what I did. You are even much better. You will succeed even more than me. Tell your neighbor, I can succeed more than you. Say, that's the thing that I want you to even do more than me because I know that he that stands on the shore of mentors will see. Only papa will be wizard when you go on making become better person. Every father wants their children to do better than them. Even me, I want my children to do better than me. My father is happy for me as a person. The man is very happy. One day he comes to my office most of the time, just to work come. He said he drove with his car that I bought for him. He drove and said, "Mom, my picking, I want to see what you are doing." I said, "Daddy, come and see." He said, your business is doing well. I said, "That is it," because he wants to be happy that your child is doing well. No papa like picking where no video work. When he made done the worker, he see the ground the crop. No man like that kind of thing. They don't like that kind of thing. And this thing depends on your picture in your mind and the words of your mouth. In fact, your words of your mouth can deliver you from every problem you're passing through. I'll give you a story. I heard about this story when I was in Anambra State from an Igbo man. He said that in their place that they have this shrine and the deity in their place. In Anambra, they have small shrine that our governor Soludo is doing great work right now. So we have this shrine that in their places that they normally sway with or for or something. So and it's forbidden for people to steal in the village. So these four young men stole from the transformer from the community. So life story, they stole from the transformer, and then they were not caught in the act, but they were caught with real evidences that they actually stole from the transformer, but they were not caught in the act. But after much investigation, they were caught with some evidence. So they were asked that whether they actually stole from the transformer, they understand the consequence of the community. That if you say that you stole from the transformer of the community, the consequences is that you will be sacrificed to the gods. Like they will send you to the evil forests and they will send on Israel and they will sacrifice. That is the custodians of the community. So they cannot say yes because it will be a family shame. So they now said no, that they did not steal. Since they were not caught in the act, the evidence they caught against them, that it wasn't enough. So they now decided that they will swear with the gods of the deity of the community. So, and this particular day was approaching. In fact, that day, and they were supposed to take to the shrine to swear. One of them now decided to call the mom and told the mom, please, ma, an elderly woman, he said, Mama, I beg, I actually did this thing. But the fact is that I have an idea. I'm telling you how the words of your mouth can justify. It doesn't mean that you should be committing sin, but let me tell you something. He said, Mommy, I have an idea. I want to suck your breast. The mama was angry. How can an old woman, you want to see how my breast don't fall? I'll be waiting. He said, no, Mama. If I don't suck your breast, today I will die. And mother with children, no matter how bad their child is, they don't want that child to die. The mama now opened the breast for the boy to suck, an elderly person, And after they went to the shrine, and the first kind of he said, if I stole from the transformer, let me die. And the one, all of them swear. And the other one went and said, if I stole from the transformer, from the day I stopped sucking my mother's breast, let me die. So I'm telling the power of spoken word. I'm not in, I serve in Anambra, and I'm telling you what is happening now. He said, from the day I stopped sucking my mother's breast, let me die. And everybody even like his own confession because they know that he has stopped sucking breast long time ago. And then few days later, the other boys they die, and this one did not die because he did not lie. In the face of life, you are justified by the words of your mouth. Which day did you stop sucking the mother's breast? That day. So have you seen that in the face of life, your confession is very, very important. The power of spoken words. Don't use your words to play. The training I did last night, I told you, words are not just sound. They can create, they can destroy. So that will tell you that even though you are from a broke home, things are not working the way you are. If you start today to speak the word that is seasoned with salt, that we all think of things that's righteous, that is have good report, that's honest, that is pure, say those words because you are justified by the words of your mouth. See, if you keep telling yourself, I'm a millionaire, I'm a success, I'm a great person, no matter where you are, you will be successful. I told you, you must say 1,000 times that you're a millionaire before the millions are paying your account. In fact, the more you start saying it, the more challenges will come. So they can quit on your confession. Please, your subconscious mind, just listen to your words. Whatever your conscious being accepts and confess, you are impressing it on your subconscious and it will express for you in the physical. You are truly an experience of who you are on the inside. If you don't like your experience, don't work about the outside world. It's not about, of course, the contributing factor. Go back on the inside. Start taking the picture of who you think you are, your identity, and the words of your mind. I'm telling you what happened in Anambra State, but I'm telling you what is happening right now. That boy confessed with his mouth that if I have stole from this transformer, and from the day I stopped sucking my mother's breast, let me die. Did the boy die? He died alive. He get children. Let me tell you. He don't die anything. So because of that's how what is. So you cannot be at the top without not becoming the topic or the target. If I write on your notes, so you go back home today. So when people start criticizing you, don't answer them. Ignore them. Strong men ignore. Weak men revenge. Average men, they forgive. Don't just forgive. Ignore. I said you cannot be at the top without not becoming the topic. or the target. Nobody has ever been at the top without not becoming the topic or the target. So we are okay. We are okay with being the topic. We are okay being the target. We don't get, because we know that you cannot get us. That is the truth. So you cannot be at the top without not becoming the topic or the target. Full stop. If you want to be ahead, you will become the headline. That's the truth. Just know this. So I'm telling you that the next step you are taking of your greatness, to be the head, you become the headline. People will talk about you. They will say you are brainwashing people, that you are this, you are that. Ignore them. Ignore them, because nobody wants to be the head and without not becoming the headline. So number what now? Number six. Number six, what I was trying to explain. That you become target of jealousy and envy. Number six, target of jealousy and envy. Target of jealousy and envy. Once God is promoting you against all odds, by favor, by fire, by force, okay, you become the target of envy, jealousy, and what? Envy. So just understand that becoming people desiring what you have, that feel that you're not worthy, it's just a problem. It's not a problem. Now because you go follow them talk, now be the problem, because nobody has informed you that you see you cannot be going forward and look back at the same time. You fall inside gutter. So when you want to become ahead, you become the headline. Number 7, which is the last one, against all odds, that operating in a foreign country with a new language and costumes. Operating in a foreign country with a new language and costume. Don't worry, I will explain. That means when God wants to promote you to the next level, you are going to operate in a new sense of life with a new attitude, a new behavior. You need to learn their culture. You need to be, when you go to Egypt, you have to learn their culture. That doesn't mean you are one of them. So I can practically, intentionally, deliberately communicate to understand the ideology of their philosophy. So you can actually know where to come in from. So they were operating in the foreign land with a new language and costume. So you see that God raises them to be powerful, significant, and influential leader, and they have a voice against all odds. So God does not want the flesh to glorify. That is why He's taking us. He doesn't want us to take any glory to ourselves. God is positioning you in a palace that you could not have gotten there by yourself. Don't talk yourself out of your next business breakthrough, your career acceleration, the big opportunity and the abundance you're about to experience, because you do not understand the principles. Okay, let me just do this for today. Tomorrow we'll give the notes, because time is fast spent. Spot the difference. I will clean the board and I'll show you some difference to spot, and then we close it for today. Tomorrow we continue. So you understand that where God is taking you to right now, you need to know that the odds is not the problem. The challenge is your confessions. The challenge is your attitude. The challenge is your belief system. The challenge is your faith, because the process is faith. You need to know how to induce faith. Faith can be induced through repetition of affirmation. So this is spot the different religious isolation. Religious isolation. Let me just use black marker so that it makes a lot of sense. Religious isolation. Okay. Spiritual insulation. Spiritual insulation. Okay. I will just give me one. Maybe tomorrow we continue the rest, but it's plenty. So they seek change through imposition. Now, they affect change through influence. So there are about 4 of them, but I will just drop this one and make 1 or 2 statements, and then we call it a day. Now, whenever a man is seeking to make a change through imposing things on people, that is religious insulation. You must do this, you must do that. Thou shalt not do this. I know it's 9 o'clock. That's why I'm going to stop with this one. So thou shalt not do this. You're imposing on people. You know, go walk. See, you always, whenever you see a man that seeks change through influence, and you cannot influence without impacting. So you must impact, you must add value. That is the right way. And that's what they did. And that's what you should do. You want to be at the top, you must seek change through influence, through adding value, through impacting, through creating, through connecting, through contributing. Not to impose. That is why you can see a man that tries to imposing things on people, authority. I know that a man's greatest need is to lead. A man's greatest need is respect. A man's greatest need is ego. Don't talk with it. Nobody will forgive you for that. Even me. But you see, there are better approach to these things. It's through influence. Life's 3 types of leadership. Number 1, autocratic leadership. These people you see, they lead like army, police, obey before complaint, navy, air force, obey. This autocratic, and people don't like it. But people are loyal. They are more loyal people, right? Even though you cannot talk to your senior officer, yes sir, yes sir, a friend for yes sir. But the little time they have, they will run away. The next one is manipulative leadership. This is what Babalawo used to use, witchcraft. This thing where I give you, if you rain, touch them, you go die. So because of that, nobody wants to, because they are under the influence and the spell of what? Witchcraft, they call it manipulative leadership. They manipulate. But the best of this is called influential leader. The person that wants to impact, and you follow him willingly. That is what every church is doing. Catholic Church, Methodist, name them. They impact your life spiritually, and you follow. That is the thing. Because they offer you salvation, and you bought. Even me, I bought. That's how they read my love myself. What am I trying to say? The best form of leadership is influential leadership. You influence by impact. And these people, the 4 of them, I'll give you long note tomorrow. They're all led by impact. Because you cannot stand in front of king, being religious, boasting and imposing. One day, a man said, God, I've not seen, I've not collected anything, that I was born, I've been paying all my tithe. God, pursue and come on. That one say, God, have mercy on me, because a man can never please God with this sand. So for you to please God, you must accept the finished work of Christ. That's the thing. You must accept the gift of righteousness. You must accept the gift of holiness. Because see, this flesh cannot do anything now. So even your righteousness is like a filthy rag. So forget about that one. Simply accept, So you see, you can only affect a long-lasting change through influence. So today, I want to tell you that for you to say as an entrepreneur against all odds, you must accept that God needs to favor you. God needs to take you to the next level, and you need to be skillful and competent to resilience, ability to adapt. Tell you adaptability. Some people don't adapt. They don't want to forgive themselves. I cannot forgive myself. So they held on to this thing. Whatever somebody do to you is called offense. Whatever you do to yourself is called bitterness. They're not bitterness. Bitterness is punishing yourself for someone else's stupidity. Then you are punishing yourself for someone else being stupid. Instead of stop being bitter, because it will stop this. It will be a big stumbling block against you. So the children of Israel, they were never bitter against the witches and wizards they met in the land of Nebuchadnezzar in his kingdom. They were just focusing on their God. Did that God save them? Yes. If you focus on your purpose, on your vision, forget about what people will say. When you finally succeed, they will celebrate with you. Now, God said, I will prepare a table before you in the presence of what? Your enemy. Now, you want to kill all your enemy. Which table they come present now? The enemy is very important, because they don't go to wash your car. They don't go tell the world about you. You need people that will leave their problem and start talking about your own. This world is wonderful. The enemy always leave their problem. Don't you know you are special for somebody to forget about himself and start talking about you? You are special. Say, I'm special. Someone will leave his own problem, and you are the topic he's talking about. You are special now. You should be happy about talking about you, because they don't talk about great men. Yes or yes? I will stop there for today. So online community, don't get involved in a business without a mentor. Mentorship is a legal shortcut to success. He that stands on the shoulder of mentors will see far. See you tomorrow. See you at the top. And God bless you. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye for now. So for the rest of us,